Surinder Sahni is a shy and mild-mannered office employee working for Punjab Power who attends the wedding of Taani Gupta, the cheerful daughter of his former professor, Shirish Gupta. He falls in love at first sight with her due to her vivaciousness but is unable to express it. Unfortunately, Taani's fiancé and his wedding entourage are killed in a road accident which results in the devastated Gupta developing a massive heart attack. He is taken to a hospital where, on his deathbed, the dying Gupta asks Surinder to marry Taani, fearing that she will be left alone in the world after his death. Surinder agrees to this as he loves Taani anyway. Taani also agrees to fulfill her father's last wish. After Professor Gupta's death and funeral, Surinder has an unplanned marriage with Taani and takes her to his ancestral house in Amritsar, Punjab. Over there, he treats her with complete kindness and respect. He even lets her have his bedroom all to herself, and stays in the attic but is too nervous to confess his love for her. A miserable Taani locks herself in Surinder's room all the time. However, Surinder's close friend Balwinder Khosla alias Bobby and other office colleagues invite themselves to his house for a party after learning about his marriage from the neighbors. Surinder feels awkward as he cannot make them meet a depressed Taani but is surprised when she shows up. Later that night, Taani eventually agrees to be a good wife and thus respect her role in Surinder's life but feels that she can never love him or anyone else again. Grateful towards her care for him, Surinder buys a new car for Taani and often takes her to the movie theatre to watch Hindi films as she has a passion of romance and dance. Later, Taani finds a poster of a dance competition in Amritsar and asks Surinder to let her participate in it, to which he agrees and even helps her pay the fees. Surinder subsequently asks Bobby for some grooming advice which could help him win Taani's love by converting her back into a happy-go-lucky girl. Being a hair salon owner, Bobby gives Surinder a complete makeover which includes getting rid of his spectacles, trimming off his mustache, changing his hairstyle into a fashionable spiky style and fitting him out in funky western style clothing with aviator-style shades and oversized pastel contact lenses, including a motorcycle to help him become a macho. Udharan Chinne. He is thus transformed into a loud and fun-loving man named Raj Kapoor, who is an actor, and then goes to the venue of the dance competition to see Taani's performance. He joins the competition and at the end of the class, all the participants are put into two groups with random numbers given out by the instructors in colors. Raj and Taani coincidentally have the same number and are thus selected as each other's dance partners. Raj tries to give the cool images of heroes to Taani and returns home in his original form of Surinder, deciding to play this dual role for a few more days. Udharan. Taani is put off by Raj's lack of dance skills but eventually assures him that they will surely come first in the competition if they practice their dance in extra time, making him criticize Surinder's character with the hopes of winning her love. Raj and Taani become friends and start working together in their dance routine. They are eventually selected for the finals and go to have dinner at a restaurant where Raj wins the eating competition between them with pani puris. Later that night, Taani prepares biryani for Surinder, who graciously eats it after returning home but ends up having a stomachache for overeating. Udharan Chinne. After a couple of days, Raj confesses his love for Taani by using his electric company abilities to shape the Amritsar lights to spell out, "I love you." A shocked Taani faces a dilemma despite Raj assuring her that they can still remain friends if she does not reciprocate his feelings. She tearfully asks him to leave her alone for some time, which leaves Raj confused. Meanwhile, Surinder also faces a dilemma as he cannot tell Taani of his disguise. He thus gains Bobby's advice of winning her love as Surinder, but not as Raj. Udharan. One night, Surinder takes Taani to a trade fair where he participates in a sumo wrestling competition to win 2 airline tickets for Japan. Knowing that his office salary would not be sufficient for the trip, he is severely injured and ultimately manages to defeat the huge sumo wrestler, but Taani gets shell-shocked and infuriated at this. While dressing Surinder's injuries at home, she demands to know the reason behind his actions and begs him not to keep showering his care on her as she would not be able to repay him. Surinder understands that true love cannot be repaid and is disappointed as Taani cannot see it in his original form, but only in Raj. Later that night, Taani reunites with Raj in a garage and emotionally explains her dilemma to him. Seeing her distressed, he asks her to elope with him after the competition. A heartbroken Surinder then reveals to Bobby that he has decided to exit from Taani's life by sacrificing his cravings for her love, leaving her his property and applying for a transfer to Delhi so that she can find some suitable Raj for herself. Udharan. The next day, Surinder takes Taani to the Golden Temple to make her receive blessings from God for her performance and internally, also for her life without Raj. While there, Taani believes God has shown her a sign that her marriage with Surinder is divinely inspired. For the first time, she reflects on Surinder and recognizes the strength and integrity in his character, something which she has grown to love. That night, Taani confesses to Raj that she loves Surinder and cannot choose him over her husband as it is equivalent to leaving God, which is impossible. She leaves him in a state of shock with tears in his eyes, but Raj is secretly happy that Taani loves his true self. Surinder. Udharan. When the time comes for their performance, Taani is shocked to see Surinder joining her on stage instead of Raj. While dancing, she awakens to the fact that Raj is none other than Surinder through a series of flashbacks. After their performance, Taani tearfully confronts Surinder backstage when he confesses that he loves her more than God. She admits that she reciprocates his feelings and the two win the competition. In the end, the film leaves a message that there is an extraordinary love story in every ordinary couple. Udharan. The end credits show the couple visiting Japan on their belated honeymoon. Udharan.